Thank you very much for inviting me to speak to you tonight. I don't know how many of you know much about my organisation. We were set up more than 20 years ago because people in Burma said that it was so hard inside the country for them to campaign for their human rights and democracy that they wanted international support. When they tried to take action in their own country, they faced repression, jail, or death. And they needed international support to try and pressure the government of Burma to change. The Burma Campaign UK was set up in response to that call. And one of the things that we based our work on is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And I don't know how many of you here know where the word genocide originally comes from. The word genocide was created during World War II when Nazi Germany was trying to eliminate Jewish people. And I think if you read history about what happened to Jewish people in Germany at this time, you will find a lot of similarities to what is happening to the Rohingya and to Muslims in Burma today. One of the first steps that was taken against the Jewish people to try by the government, by those who were spreading prejudice, was to try to dehumanize Jewish people. They started spreading lies, saying they're very wealthy, they own the shops, they take the money from local people, they don't come from this country. All these things that are said about the Rohingya in Burma today. They incited hatred against the Rohingya, and then against the Jews, just as they incited hatred against the Rohingya in Burma. And then, when tensions were high, we saw attacks against Jewish homes in Germany and attacks against Jewish shops in Germany, just as we have seen happen in Burma as well. This is why so many experts now are saying the curses of genocide, the same indicators, the same warning signs that were there in Nazi Germany are there in Burma today with the Rohingya. Now, one of the things that you have the opportunity to do living in the UK now, you live in a democracy. You have the opportunity to try and persuade one of the most powerful governments in the world, the British government, to take action. Everyone here has power to try and help your people in Burma more than many of the Rohingya that live in Burma have today. Every single one of you here can make a difference. I've seen in more than 10 years working at Burma Campaign UK how we have changed the policy of governments, how we have got Burma onto the agenda of the UN Security Council, how we have seen pressure from the international community support what people inside Burma are doing and make change and change policy. Today, the Burmese government signed a declaration that it would take action to prevent rape and sexual violence in conflict. The Burmese government doesn't want to do this. It's not interested in stopping its soldiers and its security forces from raping women. It's a deliberate policy. But they're under pressure from the international community to act. They're under pressure from the British government and other governments to act. And they're under pressure because Burma Campaign UK and other organisations and our supporters have been putting pressure on the British government. You have the opportunity here to put pressure on the British government and to make them act. The approach of the British government so far has been to support Plain Sane and to ignore what is going on in Arakan State because they're more interested in trade and business and because they're happy that Aung San Suu Kyi is free. They're happy that there's more civil liberties in the cities and they don't want to know and they don't want to think about what's going on and what's happening to the Rohingya. But they are a democratically elected government. The British government needs votes. It wants to stay in power, and so it is possible to influence them. All of you, everyone here, can influence them. Everyone here has an MP. Even if you don't vote, you have an MP. And by law, in this country, if you write to that MP has to reply to you. They have to listen to your concerns. Everyone here can go and meet their member of parliament. Every member of parliament, usually on a Friday or a Saturday, will have a session where you can go and meet your MP. If everyone here goes and talks to their MP, and their MP is then talking to the British government, you're going to see a change in policy from the British government. You're going to see the British government start to take stronger action. They're going to start to provide more aid. They're going to put more pressure on the government. The government of Burma is vulnerable. It wants international acceptance. They want all this aid money that's coming in. They want the trade money that's coming in. They like their luxury lifestyles. They don't want to hand over power, and it's all going very well for them at the moment. And you have the power to influence the British government, and they have the power to influence the Burmese government. The British government is on the UN Security Council. The British government is a member of the European Union. The British government has one of the biggest economies and the biggest diplomatic services in the world. So, our job as Burma Campaign UK is to help you, but I'm here tonight to ask you to work with us and help us lobby the British government. Is anyone here who cannot go and meet their MP? Is there anyone here who cannot go? So can I have a show of hands of people who will go and meet their member of parliament? A show of hands of people who are agreeing now that in the next few weeks they will look online, they will find out how to see their MP, and they will go and meet with them and they will talk to them, and they will tell them what's going on, and they will ask them to take action. Everyone here can do that. All of you have got an MP. That MP works for you. You pay their salaries. If all of us went and did this, it would make a difference. We have seen time and time again pressure from Parliament make the British government act, and the British government make the rest of the community act. So please do consider doing this. If you want help on doing this, you can contact us. We'll give you advice, we'll tell you how to do it. Because we've seen this kind of pressure work. We've seen Burmese Rohingya organisation, the leaders from Burmese Rohingya organisation, they're going to Parliament. They're going and meeting with the Foreign Office, and we're seeing that have an impact. But we need a bigger impact, so we need more people to be doing that. And that means every single one of you. And it also means the women, as well as the men, going to see their MPs. If you're going into a fight, a boxing match, would you go into a boxing match with one hand tied behind your back? If you're going to run a race, would you try and run a race with just one leg? The Rohingya women are half of the Rohingya nation, and you don't want to lose half of your fighting power when you're trying to fight a battle against so many odds. So it's the responsibility of the women and the men to come together and work for freedom and for human rights for the Rohingya people. This is something that is very important when you're trying to influence the international community. When we've taken MPs to Burma and to meet with Rohingya community leaders, they always say to us, why is it always just men? And this undermines the support that you need from the international community. So I'm very pleased to see Amy here tonight introducing this meeting. I'm very pleased to see so many women here tonight compared to other meetings I've been to, because it's vital that women get involved in this. I think we've seen in other ethnic groups around from how powerful women's organisations can be in influencing the agenda and drawing attention of the world to what is going on. I think it's a really valuable thing to be doing. So I encourage you to do more of that. And again, if you want support from Burma Campaign UK, then we'll be giving you any support that you want for that. I think what we have seen from the international community over the last 3 years is an absolute disgrace. They have looked the other way while ethnic cleansing, crimes against humanity have taken place, and where it looks like genocide is in danger of happening, and they simply don't want to know. But our job here, for us at Burma Campaign UK, and for all of you here for Burmese Rohingya organisation, is to stop them looking away, to make them look, to make them pay attention. And together we can do that. So please, let's keep working together to make sure that the British government changes its policy and starts a much more robust approach to try and make sure that the Burmese government can't keep getting